What is up, wrestling fans? Wrestling with Roman here, back with another Royal Rumble video. We are doing the best women to have never won a Royal Rumble. We'll be going over the women who are currently or recently in WWE who should have or could have won the Royal Rumble. And I'll also be doing 5 WWE women's legends who probably won a Royal Rumble back in the day if the match had existed. Starting off with one of the women who has been at the center of a lot of wrestling fans' attention the last few months. I'm talking about Mercedes Moné, formerly known as Sasha Banks in WWE. She never won the match. She's one of those people that I'm surprised did not win the match. Who knows? She may be coming back to WWE soon. She may be going to AEW. But she's one of those that I wouldn't mind seeing winning the Royal Rumble within the next few years. Next up, we have Liv Morgan. Now, obviously, she's had some trouble with the law in the last month or so, but apparently that has not changed things for WWE. They are still high on her. She still has a lot of fans, and she's one of those that I'm surprised hasn't won. Last year, I thought it was between her and Rhea to win, and it came down to be Rhea Ripley. I do think Liv Morgan is kind of a dark horse to win this year, so I guess we'll see what happens. Next up, we have another one of the 4 horsewomen. I'm talking about Bayley. She has not won the Royal Rumble. It's crazy to think all the accomplishments she's had in WWE as well as Sasha Banks, and she has not won the Royal Rumble. I think she's one of those dark horse people to win the Royal Rumble as well. I could definitely see her in those last 3 or 4 people, and then maybe Damage Control turning on her and causing them to split. But I'm hoping Bayley does get a Royal Rumble win under her belt before it's all said and done. We have the Puerto Rican queen herself, Zelina Vega. Now, she is a very underrated wrestler. I think she's definitely one of the best in the women's division in WWE, possibly the world, and she just does not get the love she deserves. She showed at Backlash, she showed at many shows that she can run with the best of them, and I won't be surprised if she ends up winning the Royal Rumble in the next 2 to 3 years. And last but certainly not least, when it comes to recent WWE superstars who haven't won the Royal Rumble, I'm talking about Naomi, aka Trinity Fatu. She was the Knockout Women's World Champion. She recently lost that. Now there's rumors saying she will be back in WWE. So I wouldn't mind seeing her make a surprise return back to WWE at the Rumble and maybe even winning it this year or within the next few years. Here are my top 5 women superstars who I think would have definitely won the Royal Rumble if it was around during their prime. Number 1, we got Chyna. I have no doubt in my mind, if there was a women's Royal Rumble back in her day, she would have won it. Like, guaranteed she would have won it at least one time. Moving on to the next one who I think would have definitely won it, probably would have won it twice, Trish Stratus. She was the face of the women's division for a while. I definitely think if there would have been a Royal Rumble in her prime, she probably would have won it not once, but twice. And speaking of Trish Stratus, her rival, Lita, I'm almost guaranteed that she would have won at least one, had a very underdog type story to win her match. I think Lita would have been a great Royal Rumble winner back in her prime. Next up, we have AJ Lee. If there would have been a Royal Rumble when AJ Lee was at the top of the game, she would have definitely won it. She was a crowd favorite. Everybody loved her, had one of the longest reigns as a women's world champion in history. AJ Lee would have definitely won a Royal Rumble. And speaking of women's championships reign, I'm talking about Nikki Bella. She dominated the game for a few years. At her prime, she would have most definitely been one of the women to win the Royal Rumble. So what do you think about all those women who haven't won the Royal Rumble yet? Do you think any of them win within the next few years? Did I miss any names? There's got to be some names that I missed that you think probably should have won or could win in the very near future. Again, like and subscribe. As always, this was Wrestling with Roman. Stay tuned for more Roman wrestling content. As always, we'll be going over the Royal Rumble, Elimination Chamber, and WrestleMania.